and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca and it is time for today's WIP and Waffle, and that also involves finishing this painting. So I have uncovered two different sections today because I didn't quite realise how short last time's would be. So I'm just going to pop my cover paper for this one away. I have a few different packets from cover paper that are out because they're still on diamond painting. So this one's on Walking in the Rain, but this one is now complete, so I can put it away, or it will be in a moment. So where are we? Number 7. Where did I put my diamonds? Over here. So I'm going to use our Bar Humbug tray, but I'm still using the little pen at the moment, partly because I'm thoroughly enjoying playing with this 4-placer that I was kindly gifted by Kim, a 4-placer from Diamond Art Club. I have changed the putty in it. I've actually changed it to our shop putty. I am going to give the putty that Kim sent me another go. But for now I've put that putty in because I wanted to get on and do a big section the other day. Well, let me zoom you in. You don't need to see my screen with comments on that you can't actually read. And there we go. When I'm on the last couple of rows of a painting, I do really like to uncover sort of the 2 column rather than just doing the 1 row like I do throughout the rest of the painting. I feel like I'm getting closer to finishing it quicker than if I just do the 1 row and then wait until the final row. And I'm quite enjoying practicing and using this multi-placer on this one. So there has been quite a bit of that. Not all colours will work with it, and I don't often work with a multi-placer when I first start with a painting until I've sort of got used to the painting a little bit. But yeah, I've been loving doing it with this one. So yeah, I hope everybody is having an amazing week. I actually picked up my birthday present last night. So it was my birthday a couple of weeks ago. But my request for my birthday was actually a Lego set that didn't release. It didn't release until the 18th of May, but it was available for members of the Insiders Club from the 15th. So hubby ordered it on the 15th, but then we realised that we could actually pick it up from the Lego shop on the 15th. So we've ended up going and doing that because I want to work on it this weekend. And then the one we've ordered online, we couldn't cancel it, so we'll return it when it comes back, which I don't particularly like doing. I don't particularly like doing a return just because I've been impatient, but we did have a vote with family members and they all voted for go and get it now. So we took a trip to the Trafford Centre last night. So that will be a bit of my weekend. I am planning on doing like a mini video, just a little extra video. It's not actually part of my usual schedule. It's just an extra slip in. So I'm going to show you all what's come in the box before I've even started it. I'm going to film that one later today after I have filmed this WIP and Waffle and the de-kitting for this painting as well. But yeah, then I'm just going to do a little quick video of what's sort of in the box, all the little pieces, and then I'll tag on to it wherever I'm up to on the picture itself. I'm going to try and spread it out a bit. but we'll see how this weekend goes. You never know, I might just get the bug to do loads of it, but the plan is to sort of spread it out and do a little bit each day. I like to do it by the bags, do a bag a day until it's completed. So yeah, but I'll show you sort of the sections that I have done, so that you can see what it sort of looks like all in that same video. But that won't be up for a couple of weeks, just because I have got videos most days on my schedule already. But it will be before June Waffle. I'm sneaking in before June Waffle starts. So yeah, that is my exciting news of the week. Apart from that, it's been a little bit of a calmer week this week. I think just recovering from launch. Of course, Monday, Tuesday was busy due to launch, but the rest of the week has been quite a bit calmer. The calm after the storm is the way I like to see it. But yeah, I do want to read out one comment that I spotted that's come in very recently, actually on last week's video, because I just want to clear up any confusion. And then I'm going to go to the oldest comments and continue reading from the oldest. But Denise has said, she says, "Hi Rebecca," she says, "having a log of what is in the advent is greatly appreciated by herself, as she's not a big diamond painter, but she does love the goodies that I put in the advent, and she loves getting a wee parcel in the mail. She finds that she can use some of the things for other crafts, and she does like that they have a multi-purpose use. She says she realises that it is predominantly diamond painting, and the goodies are geared towards that craft. But she said knowing what is going to be in it, she says, will help viewers like herself decide if they want to purchase it or not. She says, thank you for listening to your viewers. She says she presumes there are others out there who would like to know. She said, so again, a big thank you for putting this into action. So yeah, I do apologise. I do want to clear up confusion in relation to the blog that I'm writing for the Advent, which is what I discussed in last week's. The idea behind the blog is that the post for each day will go up on the day that you open the gift. So it's not intended to be a blog explaining every gift before it goes on sale. There will be a blog post when it does go on sale, like explaining what the Advent is, but not what's in it. Each day for what's in it will go up on each day in December. So I'm thinking of actually posting it like UK time as it goes to that day in December. So if you're in a country that is in an earlier time zone than us, like the US, then the post will actually go up the day before for you guys. But if you're in a time zone that's after us, like Australia, it will go up a bit into your day. Having said that, as the same that happened last year is happening this year. If you do want to know what is in the Advent before purchasing it, you can email us. So we are more than happy. We have 2 different ways that we can tell you what's in the Advent. Now this will only be available when the Advent's on sale. So save your emails until the Advent's on sale. But one, I mean, I can provide the list now, but the image will have to wait until I've got everything collected. I'm waiting for the last things to arrive. But yeah, you can email us and I will let you know a list of what is inside the Advent. Like as a list format of the items that you will get, which doesn't get rid of the whole mystery, but it will let you know, in effect, the items that you are getting. And then I can then offer, once the advent is up for sale and everything is here, I can offer a picture of all the items in the advent if you want to know everything that is in it. But the whole description on the blog, our thoughts behind everything and all that, will only be going up prior to my WIP and waffles, but on the day that the advent item goes up. And it's just more of a description for those that aren't on YouTube. So I just wanted to clear that up for everybody, that there are still ways to find out, but not the blog. Because there is just the chance that it could spoil the surprise for people that have purchased the advent and maybe don't watch my videos, don't know that the blog's there. They could go on it and then see pictures of everything that's in their box. And the idea is that we don't want to ruin the surprise for anybody. If you want to know before making a decision on purchase, which I completely understand, especially if you have to budget seriously for it, then you would need to email us to ask for that. I do just ask that you save your emails until the beginning of July. And then, we'll answer your emails before you make a purchase, if that makes sense. So thank you so much for your comment, Denise. I didn't realise there was potential confusion on that, so I'm happy to clear that up as quick as possible. Having said that, I have been working away on my special task. I've been doing one little blog post a day, working my way through it, and then once I've finished that, I know I do have a big long list of photos I want to take or examples I want to do, all sorts of different things that will follow from that, which is why I wanted to start this task earlier, because I know full well it is a mammoth special task because of the amount of photos that I'll need to take for it and things. It's not as, it just needs a lot of pre-planning. So I'm still beavering away on that one. I do have a new colour of toolkit ready as well. I've actually had a printer that was able to print a batch for me. I'm just waiting on Megan to find some time to... Megan does the creating of the listing and making sure it goes into the shipping software and all that jazz. So yeah, that will be going up at some point. And there will be some bundles of the tray colour as well, just as sort of an extra option. But yeah, apart from that, there's me thinking, oh, it's not been a busy week. But to be fair, I've got a few things accomplished this week. It does make me feel better that I work on my special task each day though, so that definitely helps me feel as though I'm getting somewhere, though I've still got lots to do for Advent before it's going to be ready to go. I actually can't wait for Megan to have half term, and we can get a few things finalised. Right, I think I've missed a couple of sections where I could place 2 diamonds down, but I'm going to my single placer now because I just keep seeing single ones everywhere. So Blossom Chops, she says, Rebecca, she says, please, if at all possible, she said, don't change your WIP and waffles from Thursday and Sunday. She says if she's having a mare of a week, she said those two are like a beacon shining light for her because she knows she has something good to look forward to. I will still be doing 2 WIP and waffles a week. So in a video a little bit ago, we discussed potential sort of best days for things to go up on YouTube for people. So I will sort of take the general overall consensus, but the WIP and Waffles wouldn't be going. It would be more a matter of moving it to, say, a Saturday and a Wednesday, something like that, more so than them going anywhere. I do want to keep the same sort of spread between the two, of 3-4 days between the two of them. And yeah, but maybe I could shuffle some other things and just have it quieter at the beginning of the week and have a bit more up at the weekend. Though, let's say, we'll see how the comments sort of go. It may be that things actually stay the way they are. And I primarily do have Wednesday and Saturdays with no videos. Which is what the general is now. However, when I do post on a Saturday, not shop launch, shop launch is always a 6th video, but whenever I post on a Saturday, like yesterday for you guys, the June Waffle video, kitting up video went up. I always like to do those kitting ups on a Saturday, and then sometimes I have like a logbook. The first lands on a Saturday, so I tend to do those on a Saturday, and then I'll miss the Monday video and do it sort of that way. So I do jig it about a little bit occasionally, and sometimes it will be a Monday there's no video and I'll jig them to a Tuesday, Wednesday. That is often when I run out of time and have to scoot them over, just because they've not quite gotten filmed yet. But yeah, we'll see what the general consensus is, but they're not going anywhere, and if they did shift, it would only be by a day, potentially. Busy Lizzie, she said, hi Rebecca, she said, is it possible to see Luna in a video one day? She said, you talk about her and we hear her, but we never see her. I will, provided I remember. I have to say that because I've got a couple of videos to film before I edit this one, but hopefully I'll remember, and I will just shove a little clip of her at the end, or maybe I'll get a couple of clips off the kids, because I know they've got a couple when she does something cute. And I will bob those on the end of this video. It's probably the best way to do it, because of course I film over my desk, and if I take the camera and try and catch her doing something straight after finishing this video, she probably will just be lay there asleep. So I will try and remember to shove a few videos of Luna on the end of this, so that you can see some of the antics that she potentially gets up to, or the kids get her up to. Normally when she goes a little bit crazy when she comes in from a walk, she gets rather excited after being on a walk and has a little bit of zoomies. She also said, as long as your WIP and Waffles are at least twice a week, she said she's happy. She said if she could zoom in even further than I already do, she said, as seeing the symbols when I place the diamonds down, she loves to see. Okay, let me try that then while I'm on this section. And then hopefully I remember to scoot it, because most of my colours down here aren't up here. So we'll try zooming in on that bit for a bit. She also says, she has 2 Oraloa diamond paintings. She has kitted up one and she can't wait to start it. Yes, they have been really, really nice paintings to do. I have thoroughly enjoyed doing them, and I am very, very excited for my next painting, which will be decided by my wheel I'm actually kind of hoping that de-kitting this one and showcasing you, doing the first part of showcasing the Lego, which are 2 videos that I want to get filmed this afternoon. I'm actually kind of hoping that I also have enough time to kit up my next square painting early. So the video is coming up. The video is scheduled in for not this upcoming week, the week after. Because of course we've just had Paint Gem kit up. We're about to have and we've just had June Waffle kit up. So I thought if I do another kit up, they're all really close together. But yeah, I'm kind of tempted to do the video early so that I have the painting ready to do when I'm in the mood for doing a big diamond painting. I might do some on Walking in the Rain yet. I've currently got that set up on my drafting table. But yeah, I'm rather eager to kit up another painting. I just love kitting up. I absolutely adore kitting up paintings, and any excuse to kit up a painting, I'm all for it. Liv's Dotting Den has replied to Busy Lizzie and she says she usually uses 2 fingers to move across the screen and sort of zoom in so that she can see the symbols. So she zooms in on the video itself, which depending on how you're watching it will depend on if that will work or not. But I will try. I know the last few times that I have done WIP and waffles on this painting, I've actually done quite big sections because that's the way I tend to diamond paint in an evening. So I've just gone with doing the big sections, but of course that doesn't let you guys see things as well. So I'll try and keep my sections a little bit smaller so that I can zoom in a bit more and you guys can see where I'm up to. Livs also says, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she prefers to uncover 1 cover paper section at a time and complete the section before she moves on to the next. She said if she uncovers more, she tends to miss more symbols, which I get. And see, for me personally, and everybody's different and no way is the right or wrong way, but for me, I get more frustrated, or I don't enjoy, the second section. If I did do 1 cover paper section and then peel off another, I don't enjoy the second section as much because I'm pulling out the same colours on the same day, if that makes sense. So like if I'd covered up this and pulled out this symbol 8, I'd have had to pull this symbol 8 again out just to get these top ones. And that frustrates me more than missing the odd one, which is why I tend to uncover the size section that I'm going to be able to work on, because just personally I prefer that. But if I had all my diamonds kitted up in trays, so if I was using my tray storage for example and had them all in trays ready to grab, then yes, I would completely do 1 section at a time, because I wouldn't feel like I'm wasting that time tipping the diamonds into the tray and then putting them back into the pot. I feel, I don't know, I don't mind it if there's a day in between me doing a section, that's completely fine. And that was a big benefit. Do you remember when, end of last year, I kitted up multiple paintings? So I actually had, I think, 3 paintings on the go. I had a big one. What did I have? I had my mystery painting from Diamond Art Club. I had a big painting. Was it Walking in the Rain? It might have still been Walking in the Rain. And then I had another sort of general painting. So I had 3 kitted up, and I had my Paint Gem minis, and I would spin a decision wheel as to which one I was going to work on that evening. And I found doing one cover paper section when I was doing it that way was fine, because I'd move on to a different painting for the rest of the diamond painting for that evening. And I actually really enjoyed doing that. It just, when it came to December Advent, everything sort of caught up on me, I suppose, because I really didn't get much done in December. So it felt like the paintings had been ongoing for forever. And that's why I went back to doing single paintings. I may have had a 30 by 40 on the go. Maybe that was the third one. But yeah, I had like 3-4 different decisions in the wheel. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed doing it. It just didn't work the same when life got busy. So maybe that's something I'll do again in June. Maybe. We'll sort of see what gets picked on the decision wheel next. And I might see, you know, how that one sort of goes. And if it is a super big one that seems to be taking a really long time, maybe I'll start mixing in another painting and go back to doing the decision wheel for a little bit. But make sure that I stop it near December, like before I get to December. Make sure I've sort of slowed down to a full stop, so that I'm not left with a load of paintings hanging on till the new year, because that was the frustrating part for me. I'm kind of liking that idea. So we'll see what painting ends up getting kitted up when I do my next kit up, how big a square one I end up with, and how much I get to do while June Waffle's on. We'll see how much happens there as well. But maybe I could mix in just one painting and a 30 by 40, and then maybe my Paint Gem, and sort of mix them in that way. Maybe that will work, because I won't be taking on too many big ones, because I think I had Poppy Fields and my Diamond Art Club mystery painting ongoing that seemed to take forever to get completed over Christmas time, because I just didn't get to touch it. So yeah, we'll see. Christina, she says, when I uncovered the whole strip just to get to the bitty parts, she says her immediate thought was, it's lucky she keeps it to one strip and not the whole canvas. I'm getting closer to the end. I get more excited when I get closer to the end. Plus, I knew I was going to diamond paint that evening or the evening after, so I was kind of like, well, if I pull open more, then I won't be doing that whole repeating of colours thing that I don't like to do. Yeah, I could have got away with not having that happen to me because of doing some on the video and some straight after the video, sat down for the evening. It's amazing what I do to avoid that happening. She says, with her crayon being older and already used, she said it has a bit of slant to the tip and also a bigger surface to pick up the drills. She says she hasn't tried it with new and pointy crayons. Hasn't tried it with new and pointy crayons, so maybe that's what's making it a bit more difficult. I think it is, you know, because it was a lot easier when I did the video on the crayons than it was when I practiced it off camera. So I do think a more used crayon is better. She did say, of course, it can also be the AB coating, or maybe there's more dust on the drills. Yeah, sometimes dust on the drills does affect it too. So But yeah, it was definitely better on the second go. And it isn't something that I wouldn't try again or wouldn't use. I just have so many AB pens that they're my sort of go-to to use my pickup pens. But yeah, definitely if you want to watch your budget, or you know, have loads of crayons and just like the idea more so, then crayons do the job. So just grab those and save your pennies for other pretty things. Mysterious Days. She said she is still thinking about the ending of Fourth Wing, and she has still not bought the next book. She said it is sitting in her save for later when she passes her reading test. I love your little challenges that you're doing, Janet. They're amazing. Motivation at its finest. She says she's still working on City of Glass, but she has also started rereading A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, as TikTok reviewed her interest in finishing the series after years. TikTok has a lot to answer for. I hardly ever go on TikTok, but I do know it has a lot to answer for. She says, unfortunately, she's got 2 major spoilers in the last book that she hasn't read yet, but that book is on her birthday wish list, which is at the end of May. Sorry, I'm just looking for my next colour. Where are you? Oh, it's because I'm looking for this symbol here, and I had it with the letter N, which makes sense now I've found it, but I wasn't looking in the letter N. She said it does mean she needs to buy new copies of the book that she owns so that the series will match. I completely get that too. She says they've redone the covers, and while she does own the coveted editions that she won't sell, despite them being highly wanted by many, she says she needs her books to match. I do get it. She says, and with new editions of Sarah J. Maas' other series, Throne of Glass, she said she needs to buy those too. And the new series that she's written in her time not reading, she says being a reader is expensive. You don't need to tell me that. I have one very avid reader and a couple of other readers in the house, though Megan is more Kindle. Caris is a mixture of the two. Catherine loves books, just books. She said, is it Lego 2.0? Yeah, quite a lot of the time I think it is. Just the amount that there are. And it's amazing how a series can just top up the amount that you go through. Right, I'm going to be sneaky and actually use my glue dot for 2 ABs, which I don't do very often at all, but they're the last 2 ABs I needed to place, and my glue dot is not super sticky. So I feel like I can get away with it. Right. I went to do this number 6. I'm still going to do it because I've pulled it out, but I have one down here, and then I actually have a few up the top. So let me shuffle down. And the other one that I have just a single one of down the bottom is actually a symbol that there is loads of up here. This one here that I feel like I want to do to get it out of the way. But I'm not going to. I'm going to do this pink and stuff first and then do the whole sky. Right, let me sort myself out. What do I want now? Let us see. Trying to get my colours right. Let's get this pink section coloured in before we do the blue sky. Cat Lady, she says it has felt good to be back to diamond painting. She kitted up a 30 by 30 on Saturday the 4th, and she completed it on Sunday the 5th. Super quick work. It is amazing how quick, especially, so hang on, let me get my thoughts together. So when you first start diamond painting, quite often, and you start with 30 by 40s and they feel like they take ages, which, to be fair, you're honing your skills and stuff. They do take a while. But after you've been diamond painting for years, and maybe you've mastered multi-placing, you know, and you're happy to multi-place on things, and you do a 30 by 30 or a 30 by 40 and actually end up finishing it in a couple of days. Dependent on the picture, it can depend on, you know, how much confetti and stuff it has. But, you know, even if one takes me a week, I feel like I've completed it super, super quick. Yeah, it's just amazing how it changes from at the beginning, when a 30 by 40 would take you a really long time to finish. But yeah, it does help to show you sort of how you've actually managed to hone your skills, and, you know, shows you how much your diamond painting has potentially sped up over time by completing a 30 by 40 really quickly. Just doing a bit of jigsaw in here. I pulled 2 diamonds thinking I needed 2 for down here, and I actually didn't. I needed a full-on 3. But let's get, I like to sort of do, especially when I'm working on a bit like this, I like to do all sort of my 4s, which are the full multi-placer first. Just because then, especially when I don't put as many diamonds in my tray, I can sort of, you know, pick from the nice big long strings of diamonds with no other ones in the way and get those nice long ones, and then I go in with the smaller ones. Sort of clean up the little gaps. But yeah, I've been loving using this multiplacer, so thank you, Kim. She also says she is now kitting up a 40 by 40 for the June Waffle, which of course I did my kitting up, or my video went up for my kitting up yesterday. Very excited to start that one. It is a painting that I've wanted to do for quite a while, so I'm rather excited to get that one completed throughout the month of June, and I will definitely have a completion, because I actually think I'm doing my logbook video soon, and I think I may only have this as a completed painting this month. I'll have to confirm, but I'm pretty sure it's only this. But it's all good. It's all good. She says she's still crocheting or knitting in between, but she says she seems to have a lot of time to kill while waiting for this house to sell. There is only so much you can put your life on hold while it sells, though. She said, as to your question for better days for releasing videos, she says, surely we can watch them whenever we have the time. She says, so the decision should be yours. Yeah, and the benefit is you can watch the videos whenever you want. I suppose it's more so for those that, you know, go looking potentially for a video on a daily basis and therefore watch them all, you know, even if maybe some of the ones that come out actually take a bit more of their time than they want it to, or whether they have the time to watch all the videos that come out, but they feel as though, you know, one day of the week particularly is a little bit lacking for their diamond painting fix, and they like to vary it up. It's like, well, if it's easy enough for me to change things around, then, you know, I'm happy to do that within reason. There's some things I can't change, but I'll do my little bit to help those that I can, and those that do watch whenever they have the time won't be affected anyway. But yeah, I tend to film, I've now set it so that I tend to film my videos for sort of from Thursday, so from Thursday's WIP and Waffle to anything up until the following Wednesday is what I tend to film in the week. And the only reason I do up till sort of the following Wednesday most of the time is to give myself that buffer. If I don't manage to get back to filming on the Tuesday, I've got the buffer of the video being done for the Wednesday, rather than having to film it and then stop filming and pause and edit and upload and sort out before I can then film the rest that I've got on my schedule. But I can in effect do that with any of my videos and just shuffle them about according to what suits. And some weeks I actually manage to get a bit of filming in on a Monday and I'm all finished, and then I can just concentrate on the multitude of shop tasks that I have floating around in my head that I'd like to do. But some weeks I can't, like launch week. Monday, Tuesday is just always too busy. Wednesday, I tend to get a little bit done, but I'm not as productive on a Wednesday, because I work the weekend before launch, prepping stock, and then I tend to work very late on the Monday. I get as many orders out as I can, and then I do, well, in fact this last week I actually ended up packing and prepping all the other orders so that they could go out by Tuesday. So yeah, so Wednesday's never as productive, which gives me sort of Thursday, Friday to catch up with everything. So I like to have, you know, as many videos done for the next week as I can to make things easier. Anyway, that's a proper waffle. Kerry, she says hello. She says another wonderful WIP and Waffle. She said regarding the waffle schedule, she says she likes the Sunday, Thursday for the WIP and Waffles. She says, but as she's on disability and doesn't work, she can watch them anytime. She says, so whatever works best for you is best for me. Thank you. Okay, sorry, I'm just getting, I need to do this diamond down here. Can you see it? Just at the bottom of it. I need to do that one before I forget it. So I may as well do the rest of this one while I'm at it. There's quite a few of this one. But let me get that little bad boy done. Okay, now I can concentrate on this. Try and move my clip over as far as I can so it doesn't get in my way. She says about barking dogs, she says she got lucky. She said neither of hers are barkers. That would be a dream right now. She says unless her 13-year-old really wants something. See, I don't mind if they really want something. I don't mind when Luna barks when she wants something, or even just the initial bark at the door. I just would like her to stop when told. And we have a bus shelter outside our house. Buses go past our house about every 12 minutes in the day. And oh, if she hears that bus pull up to stop, she will bark. And it's like, they've been here your whole life. Get over it. Anyway, she says then he'll bark at us to try and get his way. Love it. She says she's just finished the painting that she was doing for her sister-in-law's birthday. Yeah, she said it turned out beautifully. Now she is getting back to her Diamond Art Club painting that she started in December, but had to stop due to the migraines. It'll be good to get working on that again then. Treat it like a new one. She said her dog's vet's appointment went well. Her 13-year-old's eye spot turned out to be an iris cyst, which is nothing to be worried about. Woohoo! We will take that. Oh, I'm just throwing diamonds on my canvas. She says a 7-year-old dog got a med for allergies, and they added another med for anxiety. So both appointments were good news, which is awesome. She says, thank you for the explanation on the putty. She said it's very helpful, and thank you again for another great waffle. She says she hopes me and all the zesties have a wonderful week. Yes, we should all have a wonderful week, with everything getting better, everything getting nicer. It's been a bit miserable weather-wise here for the last week. We've had the odd nice period of sunshine, but pretty much the rain came on Sunday and hasn't really stopped hugely. It's rained at some point pretty much every single day since Sunday. But as far as I remember, this next week, unless it's changed, because I haven't checked for a bit, because, you know, rain, who wants to see that anymore? It's supposed to get a bit brighter again and a bit nicer, which is good, because I've taken the stance this week to not pull my maidens out and to wait for the nicer weather. So I am really hoping that it actually starts with the nicer weather this weekend, because I have a bit of washing to get through. Catherine is home from uni. She's brought a lot of her stuff home. She's still got a few bits at uni, and I think she is planning on going back for a little bit of time to see her friends who are still there. But she's primarily back home. It's sort of exam season, and which she does 24-hour essay things at home. So yeah, it's exam season, but I feel like uni finishes so early. Paula, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she hopes that I am well. She says Fox Mama is turning out. It is. It's turning out beautiful. She says she's been looking on the Oraloa website, she says, and they have some beautiful paintings. They do. They're sort of a different style, I find. I don't know whether I could name their style. I don't think it's like, you know, they're all this or they're all that. They've definitely got variety in there. A bit like, you know, Diamond Art Club, Diamond Art Studio, Dreamer Designs. They all have different artists and different styles of paintings. But they're all, I don't know, it's like they don't feel samey. I suppose that's what it is. They don't feel samey in with their different designs and things like that. So I do feel like Oraloa has got like another style again, and is again different to what others are. And there's paintings I love on every different site, so it's a plus for me. But yeah, I've been enjoying doing these. She said it's her next new company on her list to try out. Well, I'm sure you will find one that you fall in love with. I've recently just unboxed another one. I've just got a few months where I'm unboxing sort of one each month, different paintings from Oraloa with sort of different styles, but I love them all. And yeah, I've just recently unboxed another one if you want to have a nosy at those. She says she has a miniature Jack Russell, but he thinks he's a big dog. Well, you got small and feisty. That's what they are, Jack Russells, small and feisty. They've sort of got to be. I've sort of got to agree with that as well, because I'm quite small, so I can have my feisty moments. She says he barks at anyone walking by our front garden and anyone that comes in. She said especially the postie, he goes mad. She said, for such a small dog, he has a very loud bark. Yes. And yeah, Luna really, really despises when posties put through the door. She would much rather somebody knock at the door than post something through the door. That's always an entertaining part of our morning. Darcy, she says, hello Rebecca. She says she finally purchased her first mystery box from Diamond Art Club. She received Zoom Zoom and Pumpkin Dragon. She says, and now she has 3 of their metal tips. She says she can't wait to try them. She says still trying to get a message to Kudios. She says she's never received her paintings or a refund. Oh, that's weird. I have had another order from them since. I do agree they've not been as about on emails. I have found. Now, whether I quite often will speak to a different department to maybe, you know, the general customer services that you speak to. But yeah, I've not heard from them via email for a bit. But if you paid via PayPal, more than likely you can actually submit a chargeback now. You've tried plenty to get in contact with them. So I would submit a not received on PayPal or through your card, depending on how you paid. Because it's been long enough to have not got a response. Though do check your junk or spam folder, just in case. I know sometimes our responses will go into people's spam or junk folder. So just check there first in case they have responded. And if not, then take the next steps. Liv's Dottingden, she said humid weather and curly hair are not a good combination. I agree. I normally straighten mine to combat the frizz, but I must admit I couldn't be bothered the other day. So I have to wash my hair every 2 to 3 days. And if I don't straighten it once it's dry the next day, that next morning, then I just deal with the frizz for a few days. She says she always has to have her hair up and fans on to cool down. Yeah, I really don't like the humidity, I must say. At least we don't tend to have to deal with that much. We do get it on occasion, and that's when we're very happy to see a thunderstorm. But yeah, in general, we don't tend to get that as much. She also says, pressing pause, she says, sorry for the ramble. She says it's maybe a good idea, she says, to write down the ideas you have in your head and when you have it achieved and get it sort of ticked off. Oh, I do. Believe me, I have lists galore of things written down. And I do tick things off. So like my current special project does have its own, it's been broken down into sections for me to then mark off. And then once I've written every sort of day's post, I will then create myself tasks off the back of that. So I'll probably then work day by day on it and complete tasks for each day, i.e. the photos and things like that, and possibly get a few days ticked off all at once. But yeah, believe me, lists is my life. It's the only way my brain stops shouting at me as much, is if I put it all in multiple lists, and then if it's going to be, you know, like a more than one day process, then it gets all those additional checklists as well. She said a few years ago, she said she wanted to launch a display and resource making business. She says for schools to help teachers and assistants, she says, with a work-life balance. She says so they have more time for teaching, laminating and resource making. She says so they have more time for teaching. She says laminating and resource making does take time to complete. She says taking away from valuable teaching time. She says, however, she says when she told her family, etc., they discouraged her and said it's already something that's done by teachers' assistants. Oh, maybe you should just quiz the teachers and assistants and find out if they do. I know in Megan's school they do have like half a day, like planning time, which is time for them to sort of do things like that. But I know, you know, one drama, like, you know, Megan's a first aider, so one child that's bumped their head and all of a sudden everything she planned to do in a certain amount of time has gone. Oh, I missed. See, look, after not digging in for this little arrow down here, I've gone and missed one anyway. Oh well. Yeah, I say if you want to do something like that, then do it. I've got a couple of other, I've got quite a few different sort of special tasks that I want to do. Some things, you know, are to create something that, you know, may be sold or is an actual product. But then there are many things that are just sort of free resources that I want to do, sort of extra things that people can have access to for different things, especially when you're new to diamond painting and stuff like that. So yeah, I just keep juggling between a few of them, because like this blog for the Advent, you know, isn't needed to sell the Advent. We didn't have it last year. And the Advent's all fine. But I do think it's, you know, it's something that will help people who are buying the Advent, and it will be a nice reference potentially for the next year, for people to see what was in the previous year. So yeah, but I just keep my mixture of, you know, more profitable things and more helpful things. I just try and keep mixing up between the tasks that I do. But yeah, it'll be a great achievement to get a nice big fat one, because my second task that I've challenged, that I've given myself, is definitely a big challenge compared to some of my others. But I didn't want to keep going for all the small things and not fit in the big things too. Livs also says, she says she saw a doner kebab Lego the other day. She said if she sees it again, she will pop it in the group. She said it did make her laugh. It is amazing, some of the things that people make out of Lego. It really is. I mean, I suppose that's the idea behind Lego, is the, you know, using the imagination and the creativity, but some of them are just absolutely amazing. Kaz, she says, hi Rebecca. She says she hopes that I've had a good week too. I have. I do feel like the last couple of days have been a little bit slower, but you know, you've got to take those as they come, because sometimes that is just what's needed, is it not? She says Sundays and Thursdays are good days, she says, for whipping and chatting. She says she's finished her Dreamers Designs Mutiny on Friday, which she's posted to the Facebook group. She says she thinks. I do need to get on there and catch up on there as well. I have seen a few comments and sort of, you know, liked and loved and all the rest of it. So do know if I give you a little like or a little heart or something on the Facebook group, I do bob in, you know, as often as I can, but I feel like sometimes I need to have just a really, really good catch up. So if you see me commenting on a load of stuff, then I've managed to get a really, really good catch up and actually say things rather than just, you know, liking or hearting, because I want people to know I've read it, but I haven't had time to reply. It's not enough hours in the day. She says she's finished her one on Friday. She's kitted up White Christmas and Rain Dancer Denise. Oh, by El Correo. I need to find out how to pronounce that name. Helrico. Same artist has done Walking in the Rain from Diamond Art Studio. She said it's another high count painting with 178 colours. Amazing. I do really enjoy the high colour count ones. I'm rather excited to do Outside the Sweet Shop. That's definitely going to be the one on my list after I've done my Heaven and Earth design, because I need that one in my life. Sharon, she says she loves watching me place diamonds and spotting the ones that I miss. She said as she does it all the time. She says it's out of focus if she zooms in, sadly, so she can't make out some of the symbols, but she loves my videos still. Well, hopefully this closer zoom in will help. I know occasionally my camera may try and focus on the pen rather than on the canvas itself, but hopefully it's not too bad. Right, let me change out. We are on the final colour. I have not missed any more, I don't think. We shall see. Right, where's my final? Got my final. Last one. It's not the clearest symbol on this one, but like I can still see it. I can still see it pretty clear, but I don't have my light pad behind things on this one. It's quite dark in the tray, but we're all good. Right, have we got any fours? We've got a couple, but not many. This is where I play my little fitted in jigsaw game. I think that's all the fours. That is all the fours. So let's play the 3 game now. And I'm going to try and pick up 3, though if my multiplacer drops 1, then of course I will pop it down in a 2 instead. And sometimes if it drops 2, then I pop it down in a 1 instead. But I'm trying for me 3s. Tweety says, hi Rebecca. She says she'd like to know if I can have all my Fan Sales Fridays show all together so that she can watch them all at once. She's watching them one at a time, she says, but it takes her a while to find them. Yes, I'm more than happy to create a playlist for that one. I will bob that on my... I will keep your comment about until I've done it. Which will probably be as soon as I've finished this video, when I have a coffee before starting the de-kitting of this one. But yeah, more than happy if anybody wants particular playlists of particular types. I've tried to create a few playlists according to sort of manufacturer of things, you know, that may show WIP and waffles alongside unboxings and things like that. So I will start off with just the Fan Sales Fridays and put them all in together, because there is probably a bucket ton of those. So I will try and get all of those into sort of one playlist for you, and then respond to your comment. But yeah, if there's any sort of playlist that you guys feel is missing, then I'll try and do that. If it's sort of single videos that you're after on certain topics maybe, then my website is the better place for that. I have sort of grouped quite a few videos, you know, where I may have done a mini series on, you know, doing the same painting in multiple sizes, or when I did the custom diamond paintings reviews. Of course, there's gaps on YouTube between each one, but I do have those highlighted on my website under videos, and it'll take you back to YouTube. The link is only to YouTube, but it's just easier to make it visually appealing on my website for that there. She says right now she's watching, she said right now she's watching one at a time. She says she can't do diamond painting without listening to me. Oh, bless you. Bless you, bless you. She says she likes Fan Sales Friday because she likes to see the new stuff that I get. She says she also likes my other channel too. She says she was looking forward to my June waffle, but she does need to go to the hospital to get a hip replacement on June the 3rd. And she doesn't know how she's going to feel afterwards, or if she's going to be able to sit without hurting. She says she's hoping that she'll be able to catch up by the end of June. She says she so likes my waffling. Oh, bless you. Hopefully, you know, everything will all be rooting for you, that everything will go the best it can, and you'll be back to enjoying the WIP and waffles and enjoying diamond painting before you know it, and then moving about even freer after that. She says, your voice is so nice to listen to. Thank you. My family wouldn't always agree, but nobody ever does, do they? She says she likes listening to Luna too. She says, thank you for all that you do for us. And this is Robin, she says, from the USA. Oh, well, thank you so much, Robin. I hope everything goes absolutely swimmingly in June, and I'm sure you will be back up and running, literally up and running, as soon as possible afterwards. But yeah, I will work on that Fan Sales Friday playlist for you so that you can just hit go. If any of the links don't work, you potentially could try searching for a painting if there is any that you see in that video that you want, but they do quite often sort of change up the paintings that they have. So sometimes if the link doesn't work, it is purely because they don't have that item anymore. Sometimes it happens before the video goes up, which is always entertaining. Not as often with Fan Sales as it can happen with some other companies, but there has been the odd occasion over the years, the many, many years. I've been getting paintings from Fan Sales for years and years. Catherine, she says the easy way to remember, she says, how to say Mississippi is Miss, is, and then Sippy. Yeah. I'm not too bad with that one. It's the other one beginning with an M that I'm not going to say, but starts with mast, that I am absolutely rubbish at saying. Lady Dax, she says she is happy to say that her fur baby Geordie has settled in lovely. She said it is like he has always been here. Perfect. He's got his happy forever home. She said she had her legs waxed once, she said, and it was enough. I can imagine. I've never had my legs waxed. I have heard good things about it, but I don't know whether I would be up for that as often as it would need doing. She says in the 90s she got an epilator hair remover. She did her legs and underarms for about 6 months, and she hasn't had to use anything since. She said it hurt a bit the first time, she says, but after that it was fine. That sounds like a plan. She says she hopes that I won't move the Sunday WIP and Waffle, as she looks forward to relaxing with me on a Sunday. Well, I am happy to report on the laser hair removal that I'm currently having. I went this last weekend to my second appointment. So following my first appointment, it was 4 weeks after. Now, she did advise me that it can take up to like 6 weeks, a bit more maybe, to start seeing the difference. You know, seeing what the laser's actually managing to achieve. However, I was able to see it before I went to my last appointment. So you have to like shave your legs the 24 hours before. And I could actually see patches. It was like little mini stripes, little mini zebra stripes on my leg, where there was no hair. So I'm very, very excited that I can see progress, which is amazing, because yeah, to not have to shave. By next summer, I'll be sorted. That's my plan. Right, there we go. I am done. Done. Sorry, the battery on my camera decided, oh, you're done then, I'll turn off. Anyway, my Oraloa painting is finished. So for those of you that are here for the waffles, and always here for the waffles, let me show you what it looks like finished. Move my easel out of the way. Unroller. How good does she look? Goes down a little bit there. Move my pipe lagging out of the way. But oh, she looks absolutely stunning. It's a 60 by 60, so it's not worth me moving it on its side, because I'm only going to get just the same amount in the camera shots. But yeah, absolutely adore the colours in this one. So another fantastic painting to do, but very nice for the painting to be finished. I will have to make sure that I take a picture of this, ready for my logbook next week before we start June Waffle. But I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this one. So thank you so much for joining me while we got it finished off. We have one more Sunday WIP and Waffle before the June Waffle starts, and because I won't be kitting up, or my video for kitting it up definitely won't be up until after that WIP and Waffle, I think we'll do a Paint Gem Mini next week. We'll sneak in a little Paint Gem Mini WIP and Waffle, and then of course the following Saturday we start the June Waffle. So there will be plenty of WIP and Waffles to keep you going. But thank you again so much for joining me for this one, and I'll speak to you all again soon.